All right. So I want you to tell me. Um, let's talk about your which one would you like to do first? Career goal or personal goal? Which one do you think you're ready for first?
Oh, you do personal though.
Okay. So what do you think your personal goal would be? As we talk about relating to some of the challenges that you face.
I guess it's to not be as lazy and try to motivate myself to get stuff done when I want to.
Okay. So how could you? So motivating means that you have to find something that inspires you when we talk about motivation. So what do you think really inspires you to motivate yourself?
Maybe success.
Okay. So at ending accomplishment,
Hmm.
success. All right. So what types of things, whether it's art or sport, what type of things do you think motivates you to be successful?
My family, my dreams, and yeah, my family and dreams.
Okay. So what would you say your dreams or your near future dreams are?
Um, Near future dreams would probably be to finish up getting good grades and to put myself in the best position for the future.
Okay. So putting yourself in good positions, which means making good choices, understanding a good choice and a bad choice, understanding how to revert. If you make a bad choice, understanding how to revert that choice and cope with the choice you made. Because a lot of times we make bad choices, we get anxiety about the choice that we made. But it's important that when you make bad choices, that you learn from those choices. Not to say you made any recent bad choices. Understand that, and sometimes in life, in your near future, you may make a mistake and make a bad choice. But it's also so important that we learn from that choice. So let's talk about your career goals. So are you thinking about going to college? What you think your career would be? And then think about what you need to do to prepare for those as you are in high school to reach those goals.
I'm not sure if I want to go to college or not, but I know I want to make money. So I guess figuring out what makes me happy. And if that is going to college, then yeah. If that's not going to college, maybe trying to start a business seriously. But first, getting a good stable job.
Okay. So I think that we are going to at some point have to do a career assessment to figure out your strengths and to figure out exactly what you want to be. So if we're talking about not going to college, what will you do directly after high school? Whether it's going to a technical school, whether that's entering into some general business courses, whether that's having an internship with an entrepreneur. All those things can help you figure out exactly what career path you want to take. So when we talk about choosing your classes at the end of the year, we have to think about what types of classes you need to take to open doors to some of the careers that you mentioned. So I want you to really think about. I'm remembering some of the keywords that you mentioned, like thinking about your dreams, thinking about making money. So when we talk about making money, that's helping us support ourselves and support our families. But research shows that making money doesn't always give us happiness. So I want you to think about a time when last time we talked about a time when you felt accomplished and you felt excited. This time, let's revert that because we have to talk about reality. Think about a time, and I'm going to go first. Think about a time when you did something and it wasn't accomplished, it wasn't completed, and you had anxiety or you had some type of anxiety about it, but it wasn't the project or the overall goal wasn't completed. So I'm going to go first. I had a time when I had to turn in a. It was like turn in a preposition to be a leader of a education organization, and it had to be you had to interview other people. You had to get ideas from other members the education society, and I did that, but I didn't complete all the requirements in the not the assignment, but in the goal that you had to do to be the education leader. And I think that made me understand that it's important to know what your priorities are, and if something is not a priority, do you still maintain it, or do you decide that it's not the right path for you? So what I learned from that was that if you're doing something, you're not it's not part of your dream, and it's not part of your goal, and it's not, as you said, things like making money, if it's not part of that overall goal of success, then you may not put all of your energy into it. And that's what I learned, that some things require a lot of energy that you may not have because you're focused on other things. So what I want you to take from that is that we have to find ways to build, specific coping skills for ourselves, because we're going to get a lot of things thrown at us, and a lot of things are going to be transitioned, and we have to remember how to cope with that, whether that's finding ways to clear your mind, uh, deep breathing, really, and as I said before, really understanding your true feelings and what you can do with those true feelings. So I want you to think about your true feelings about something that wasn't accomplished, it never got completed, and you feel some sort of resentment about not completing something.
I would say I took swim lessons,
Okay.
and I started off unsure about it, which led me to have a negative attitude, and I got frustrated during the lessons, and I didn't go back.
Okay. So think about some words that really made you not go back, or how you felt afterwards when you didn't go back and when you didn't complete the goal.
I got frustrated, and I started to get upset, wondering what if I would have what would have happened if I would have went back. But I know how to swim now. Was it a waste of my time not finishing it if I started? So yeah.
Okay. So, I what you have to learn from that is that, similar to what I said, was that the right path? And if that was the right path, why did you not put enough energy in that? And that's just something I want you to think about in the back of your mind. If something's not the right path, excuse me, why did you not put enough energy into that? So that's just something I want you to think about when we're thinking about career goals and finding colleges, which you're going to do that career assessments. You can better understand what courses you may need to take in order to, if you're going to enter in a business or things like that. So now let's go back to talking about um, this letter that you want to write to your mother. So as a part of that, I want you to really as we've been practicing, I want you to understand your choice of words when you're writing or expressing your feelings about how you feel about her and how you think she feels about you. Because that's all reality of what you're thinking. So when we're talking about this letter, make sure that you first have her understand um, how she can appreciate you, and how you all can appreciate each other in this letter. So when you write this letter, remember that, and remember to always, when you're writing something, to say something positive, because it's something that we like about everyone, something that we appreciate in everyone, and that'll help them understand what they need to improve to appreciate and understand you. So before we end, I want you to give you some coping skills to take with you as you prepare for transition, and as you prepare to write your letter to your mother. So I'm thinking that you will be able to really express yourself through writing, because you mentioned that you wanted to write, excuse me, instead of talking to your mother, you want to write. So I think that's going to be something that you can do for coping skills to really release your feelings and really understand yourself. So the first thing you're going to do is write the letter to your mother, and then you're going to practice writing, maybe writing a letter to your grandparents, even writing letters to some of your teachers or your coaches to really understand your true feelings. And as we use technology today, a lot of times voice notes or voice recordings really understand. So I want you to practice maybe in the morning or especially at the end of the day, I want you to record your truest feelings if you can. I want you to record your truest feelings, and those, as you, what we'll do is bring them back. And as you go through those, you'll really get an understanding of how you can cope, because you'll understand how you felt at specific times and events that happen. So the other thing I read people, a lot of students do to cope is to remember to always have a trusting friend. And that person can really, someone that really understands you and you understand them, but that person can really give you the guidance. And sometimes it could be someone of the same age, or and what I mean by friend doesn't always have to be a peer. It could be an uncle, an aunt, a teacher, anybody that kind of gives you a little more guidance into what your truest feelings are and how they can help you. So that's another coping skill. Another thing to do is, remember, you talked about dreams and you talk about putting energy into certain things. Find out what that is. If it's putting energy into track and doing those and doing something like that, that can really help you cope, because you're excited about doing it. So doing it more can help you cope. Another thing that a lot of people do is use a new strategy called mindfulness, which is just having that quiet time to release those feelings and using that time to really think about yourself. Because self care is important too, especially when you're in transition. The importance of self care, caring about yourself, and how you can help yourself make it through a week, help yourself make it through a day. So I'm going to ask you a few more questions to give you a few more, excuse me, a few more strategies to take with you. How would you say, how would you rate yourself using our scale of one, two, three, four, and five? How would you rate how you take care of yourself?
3.
Okay. So that means we're in the middle. It kind of needs improvement. So when we're talking about needing improvement and taking care of ourselves, what types of things do you think you could do more to take care of yourself?
Just be more cautious of what I try to do, and how I guess it's not being as lazy as getting things I need to get done.
Okay. So you talk about, you use that word lazy a lot. So that word lazy means that, to me, it means there's not a lot of energy in it. But what does lazy mean to you?
Lazy means not enough energy.
Okay, same thing.
Same.
Not enough energy. So improving that energy and getting that motivation, which is ultimately getting this, you use that word success. So I want you to think about that for a minute and what you can do to not, as you say, lazy, but to me, I want to say motivated. What can drive you to motivate yourself and, as you said, not be lazy? What do you think would help you motivate yourself about improving your grades, staying focused, and remembering to really understand yourself at all times?
You said what can help me improve it?
Yes.
Um, Having more energy, setting myself up, maybe eating better breakfasts,
Okay.
um, getting more sleep,
Okay.
and finding goals within the day to achieve, or once again, self motivation.
Okay. So that self motivation is important. You can also remember, not completely depending on other people, but you can also use other people to help you motivate yourself. And what I mean by that is, tell them what your dreams are and tell them what your goals are, like you told me. And what we can do is help to keep you motivated, help to keep that energy driving, because ultimately you have to have some type of support in order to reach success and to reach your goals. So let's talk real quick before we end. Personal goals, career goals. So we're going to talk about career, and we're going to do that career assessment to really find out, open. And we want to have more than one choice. We're talking about business and going to college, but we want to have more than one choice. And I'm also, the next time, I want you to practice before our next session. I want you to think about what coping skills you use, whether that was if the writing worked, If pulling out those keywords and how you really feel about true people helped you. If clearing your mind and thinking about your dreams and how you can reach those dreams helped you. And also pulling out those keywords to better understand yourself. So those are the four things I want you to talk about before our next session. When we come back, we can talk about those things and really know if those coping skills really helped you and if they supported you for reaching your dreams and goals. Okay.